Hello, everyone. Welcome to Lee's Lighthouse. It has been a minute since I've done a recording, so thought this would be the time now that I have my, makeup on and I feel like I look cute. Just hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we are going to talk about intersectionality. And as you know, in Lee's Lighthouse, this is where we try to really support and drive awareness to the values and benefits of authentic leadership and to being your authentic self. And we know all too often people, you hear that coming to work. It's like, oh, just bring your authentic self to work. And then you show up and it's not quite accepted the way you thought it would be. So we continue to mask, we continue to show up as this persona that we think people expect us to be. But there is something to be said about being authentic. And in order to tap into your own authenticity, I think it's really important to consider yourself as an intersectional being. So today I wanted to talk about the topic of the one, two, threes of intersectionality. And for those of you who aren't familiar with it, intersectionality itself, the concept, it explains how different aspects of a person's identity, such as their race, gender, sexuality, education, class, status, more, everything about us, it intersects and it interacts and it creates this very unique experience of various aspects of our lived environment, of how we think, how we act, how we respond. It just creates a good portion of who we are. And the phrase itself was coined by Dr. Kimberly Crenshaw to highlight these overlapping identities, and that in a way, those overlapping identities can actually compound discrimination or marginalism in ways that are completely different experiences from one person over another. So in one of the studies that she did, you take discrimination in the workplace, and this study showed that, oh, there's not a lot of discrimination at this organization because white women are getting promoted and doing well, and Black men are promoted and doing well. So it actually can't be a race thing because we see that Black men are doing well. It can't be a gender thing because we see white women are doing well. When in actuality, Black women had a completely different experience, compounding the race and the gender identities in the challenges and the biases that they had to overcome in the workplace. So, this is just being aware of these things. It helps all of us foster a more supportive relationship, personally, professionally. It helps us embrace our own selves and creates this space for respect and value. And yes, you might ask me, where on earth did the topic come from that I wanted to, that made me want to talk about this? And a recent interview, one of our former presidents spoke about a new presidential candidate as needing to basically choose between being either Indian or Black. So I'm surprised. It's like, well, you can either be Indian, you can either be Black, you can either be a woman, you can either be, it's like we can't choose all of the things that we are. It represents all of us. And so I just thought this would be timely, maybe to just do a quick recording and help people better grasp what the potentials of intersectionality and embracing your own intersectionality could mean. So in terms of the one, two, threes of intersectionality, just real quickly, as we think about number one, it is one identity. Does not exist. We are none of us are just one thing. We all have multiple facets that make up who we are, that make up how we experience life, how we feel, our emotional state, our it's complex, and our identities are multifaceted. And so being able to embrace the fact that we are more than just one identity is completely okay. And two, it's the two-way street, right? That intersectionality itself is a two-way street. It's about understanding that while we may share some identities, I can say, I can share an identity with another Black female, but I wouldn't say that I represent or have the experience of Black females. There might be some overlap, some connection, but there's things that are different about me. I grew up in the Pacific Northwest. I was born in Mississippi. And so I have perspectives from, from other locations as well. And so there's things that are specific, that even myself as a Black, female neurodiverse, I can't say that I represent all Black female neurodiverse individuals. And three is this idea of three dimensions. And that intersectionality, if you think about it, it actually operates in these three separate dimensions. And if you think about these three dimensions as core shapes, they come together to say how every person experiences the world. So, if you take that first shape, it is how are we treated by others because of our identities? People see us, they make assumptions, they make, various biases come to mind, unconscious or otherwise. So it's how others treat us. And the next one is how do we view ourselves? So when I was younger, looking in the mirror, I'd look at my hair. It's like, oh, I hate my hair. I hate my hair. I want it to be long and I want it to be straight. And, it's like because of all of my own biases that went into my definition, or at least a societal definition of what beauty is. And the third dimension is helping us recognize how we experience the world and our own biases and our experiences play a significant part in what we state as our truths or our reality. And so when you hear people talking about, well, this is a fact and people should feel like this, it does boil down to the fact that people's truths, because of intersectionality, can be very, very different. So when something is undeniably true for you, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's true, factual, or even something that somebody else can relate to. So it's important just to keep that in mind and to be open to and aware of the fact that all of these perspectives matter significantly and they help to create a society that can innovate because you have people that are approaching different problems and different scenarios and different situations and different opportunities in completely different and novel ways. So thank you so much for tuning in. Just a little reminder that our differences really are the things that make us beautiful and make us special. And I hope we continue to embrace that rather than try to fit everybody into that same little divisive box. Okay, until next time, my name is Leigh Felton. This is Leigh's Lighthouse, and I sincerely appreciate you for tuning in. Talk to you soon. Bye.